Hi, so another Learn to Stamp video. I wanted to talk a little bit about heat embossing. So for heat embossing, you're going to need three things. You're going to need your stamp. So I'm actually going to use, just for the example, this Thinking of You stamp from the Rooted in Nature stamp set. Again, this is a clear mount rubber stamp, so I'm just going to stick it on my clear block. Okay. And then for heat embossing, you're going to need a Versamark ink pad. Okay. You're also going to want an embossing buddy. Let me just pull that out here. The embossing buddy is what you're going to rub on your cardstock. This is what it looks like. It looks like little, I don't know, potato sack, sort of. And it has a special powder in it to keep your embossing powder from sticking anywhere than on the ink, the Versamark ink. You can also emboss using our regular ink pads, clear embossing over your ink as well. But for kind of our melting powder, what color do you want to go with today? Let's do some gold. That'll show up really well. So this is our embossing powder. Okay. So again, you need your powder. You're going to need your Versamark. You're going to want your embossing buddy. And then what I like to do is I just fold my grid paper that I'm stamping on. So it makes it really easy when I'm done to pour my embossing powder back in my container. Okay, so I'll use some Whisper White paper here. My Versamark pad. Let's not forget the embossing buddy. So the first thing I'm going to do is just rub kind of right around where I'm stamping with my embossing buddy. And then I'm going to take my stamp, and I'm going to ink it really well with the Versamark ink. I'm going to ink that up. Okay. And then I'm just going to stamp it. I mean, not waste paper. Stamp it right here. Okay, I don't know if you can see that in the light. You can see it shimmering. I can. Let's see. There we go. Right. That's where the Versamark is. Okay. Then you're just going to pour your powder. Open it. I don't know if this is my new one. I need to grab. I think this is my new one. I'm going to grab my other one that's already open. Hold on. There we go. All right. Grab your powder and just sprinkle it over top of where you stamped, like so. And shake it around. Try and keep it on your paper. I didn't, but you know, you're going to want to try and do that. All right. Okay, and then just kind of tap it off. And just a little, let's scrape this off here. Hello. Okay. Let's do that one more time. My H looks a little funky. Okay. You know what? There's a little bit extra. There we go. Just use my nail if there's, for whatever reason, a spot that it really wants to stick to. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, what you're going to need is you're going to need your heat embossing tool. Okay. So let me just close this up. Oops, I should have. First, I'm going to put my powder back in. Remember to put your powder back in before you pull out your heat tool if you're doing it in the same area, or you'll just end up blowing powder all over your workspace. And because I'm doing this on camera, of course I'm making a huge mess, which I don't normally do, but you know. Okay. And then I just pour it back in here to use again next time. Okay. Alright. And then usually I toss my grid paper after I've done a bunch of embossing, because you're going to end up with like embossing crumbs all over your paper. Okay, so then I'm going to use this. I'm going to pull out my heat tool. Okay, so here's my heat tool. It has two different settings on it. I don't know if you can see that. 0, 1, and 2. Okay, I always put mine on 2. You can do it on 1. It'll probably just take a little bit longer. And then as long as you move it around, it also has a little stand, so you can kind of leave it sitting. Don't leave it on blowing, though. Don't leave it on. That's not good. So I just turn mine on to 2. You can hear it making noise. Now, I don't know if you can see that. So that is preheat embossing. It just looks like powder on there. I'm going to use my heat tool, and this is going to melt it. And it literally melts like butter and turns it into like liquid gold. So I'm just going to keep moving it around on my page. You can see it start to melt there. It's super shiny. Just going to keep moving it over your stamp. Okay, that's done. And so then when you're done, you have like this super shimmery gold metallic look going on. There we go. You can see it now. Shining. So it's super simple and easy to do. Just remember to use your embossing buddy and rub it really well over your paper beforehand to keep your flecks out. Okay, there, I can get it catching the light now. All right, and then you can add this to your card. Punch it out, cut it out, and there you go. You can do this right on your card, or do it as like an embellishment as well. Okay, so there's quick tutorial. Oh, I can't even say that, on heat embossing for you guys. Again, if you have any questions or want some tips, feel free to shoot me a message or just leave a comment on the page, and I will get back to you. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.